Fitness and health tracking has only gotten more advanced, and Fitbit has always been a key player in the space, even a few years post-Google merger. The Charge 6 is their newest fitness tracker and features Fitbit features with Google tools. Is it everything I dreamed of in a fitness tracker? Let's take a closer look. My Fitbit Charge 6 is the porcelain and silver aluminum colorway, and I love how neutral the tone is. It comes with a silicone band that includes both a small and large variant and a charging cradle that connects via USB-A. I have the same issue on this fitness tracker's band that I typically do with watches, and if you're prone to have eczema issues or sensitive skin, be sure to take it off regularly to clean and rinse, especially if you sweat wearing it. The Charge 6 is constructed from glass, aluminum, and resin and has a 1.52-inch colored touchscreen display. It's compatible with both iOS and Android. I did not have issues using this tracker with my Apple iPhone 15 Pro. The Charge 6 has a variety of sensors on it. This includes a heart rate monitor and tracking, built-in GPS, SpO2 monitoring, 3-axis accelerometer, temperature skin, blood glucose tracking, sleep and stress management tracking, and NFC. Essentially, Fitbit packs all the features they could into the Charge 6, and while I have no qualms with the actual tracking sensors themselves, some of the software and UI just felt clunky for me to use during my time with it. My first example of this is the Smart Track feature. This is one of Fitbit's trademarks, and it's supposed to be able to recognize and record workouts automatically, even if you forget to start tracking. I strength train at a gym twice a week and usually do some form of cardio for at least another few days a week. There are many times in which I have forgotten to start tracking my workout for one reason or another, and for the entire time that I've used this device, I did not notice the Smart Track feature notify me at all that I was being active. If you're someone who enjoys logging their workouts and reviewing their stats later in-app, I would not recommend relying on the Smart Track feature to remind you to start tracking. Another qualm was the UI of the Charge 6 and how it presented itself from on the tracker to the mobile device app. An example of this was the menstrual tracking feature. This functionality obviously doesn't pertain to everyone, but since Fitbit advertised it as being able to help track cycle trends, I wanted to see how this would play into the Charge 6, and the answer was, it's very basic. Sure, you can log symptoms and track your menstrual cycle in the app pretty easily, but the view of what it reflects on the Charge 6 is practically nothing. It kind of updates to tell you how many days until your cycle begins, but even then the text looks funky and you're better off looking at the app itself or any other cycle tracking app if you use for additional information. At best, I would say the Charge 6 can be used for at-a-glance notifications when it comes to overall metrics, but if you wanted to take a deeper dive, you absolutely need to open up the Fitbit app on your phone. A bonus to the Fitbit and Google merger is that you get all of the Google notifications natively to the device in addition to call and text notifications. This includes Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Maps, and YouTube Music. The display of the Charge 6 makes reading things like email notifications a little awkward because of its oval-shaped size, but it does the job good enough. As I mentioned earlier, the Charge 6 does have NFC, which is great for making mobile payments via Google Wallet. It's seamless and absolutely a must-have in my book. When it comes to the display though, I am impressed with how colorful and responsive the Charge 6 is. It's possible to even set the display to be always on if you so choose. Users can customize watch faces and metrics they want to see on the device. You unfortunately cannot upload a photo to use as a watch face, but there are at least a few dozen watches that you can choose from in the Fitbit app. There's one button on the Charge 6, and it's to the left-hand side of the display that you would use to access the menu. It's simple and straightforward, and it's a device that has a minimal learning curve to it. The Fitbit ecosystem is pretty well built out at this point, and the in-app experience is as you'd expect with any other Fitbit device. If you wear the tracker to sleep, the Charge 6 can monitor stress and sleep tracking. The battery life on the Charge 6 is very impressive. Fitbit says that the device can last up to 7 days, and despite my notifications and active use of it, this tracker lives up to expectations. Charging the tracker is also easy through the cradle and can charge to 100% in about 2 hours. While I found myself charging the tracker about once a week, note that if you keep the always-on setting or use SpO2 features, Fitbit does say that you may have to charge more frequently. Overall, I think the package that Fitbit offers in the Charge 6 is competitive. The device is easy to set up and use, and if you want to use the tracker every day to look at your at-a-glance metrics, like your step counts, your heart rate, etc., the Charge 6 is fantastic for it. While some features were a little bit clunky and the display made notifications sometimes awkward looking, I can see the appeal in the package that the Charge 6 offers. While I'm not in love with the Fitbit app, it does give a good enough job at giving users a holistic view of their health and wellness goals. I'm looking forward to see where the next evolution of wearables takes us. Let me know what you think of the Fitbit Charge 6 in the comments below. I'm Lida from the Sypnotix, and I will see you guys next time.